Hello, it is Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Wednesday crossword, which means we're going to be solving a mid-week, mid-difficulty themed crossword, and we can see both some shaded cells and at least one circled cell in the grid. So something thematic is going on there. We'll find out what momentarily. And this somehow thematic edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Henrik Koskinen, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the inexplicable Chris Ward. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel. They keep it going, and their efforts are greatly appreciated by me. So thank you to them, and thanks to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon at any level. If you'd like to do that, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And actually, I think that includes, by this point, the monthly bonus puzzle, the December bonus puzzle from the New York Times, highly themed, with an area of knowledge that was a bit more known to me than some of the recent ones, if I recall correctly. I already am starting to forget. I think I solved it a week ago, but I think it's up there now. Anyway, enjoy that if you're a patron. And also, of course, the Daily Solve Discord, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server. You can join that. But there's also the official mug for benefactors, like those five I mentioned a moment ago on the Patreon campaign. Anyway, so all of that said, you can also subscribe to the channel, which is a big help. All right, well, let's just get on to today's crossword, shall we? This is a collaborative construction by Kathy Bloomer and Jeff Chen. Kathy Bloomer with a few puzzles to her name, and Jeff Chen with well over 100, I think over 150 puzzles credited to him in the New York Times, an extremely prolific constructor. And we'll find out what this pair has in store for us. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It will have a theme. Let's start solving. Right, okay, look at that. So we've got 5 columns of shaded cells, each of which includes one circle, and we've got oh no, never mind. I was going to say we have one yellow highlighted answer, but I think that's just coincidentally because one across references it. Okay, so field for a Fortnite Pro. So Fortnite is a multiplayer video game, so maybe esports, competitive video games. Let's see. Why is it being highlighted by 41? Oh, I see. One across competitor, an esports competitor would be a gamer. Okay, so that'll be that. Okay, Jane Austen heroine. Jane Austen heroine. It could be Emma in 4 letters. Let's see. Actress who said, "I generally avoid temptation unless I can't resist it." That sounds like Mae West to me. She was very much a quipster in the vein of this quote. This sounds very much like her witty sense of humor. So let's see. Jane Austen heroine. It is going to be Emma. That seems clear. Car stolen by Jerry's mechanic on an episode of Seinfeld. I've seen a fair amount of Seinfeld. I don't actually remember this, but maybe a Saab. That's a make of car. Let's see if that works. Took advantage of a situation, so to speak. You made hay. You made hay. Yes. If you made hay when the sun shined. I suppose you took advantage of things when they were good. So let's see. Carry-on checkers for short. The TSA at an airport might check your baggage or carry-on baggage. And then place to muck about could be a sty. You could muck about in the sty. Muck meaning sort of mud, as you might see in a pigsty. All right. So if you're doing a musical read-through, maybe you're rehearsing. You're I guess it could mean reading through sheet music on an instrument, but it could also mean doing a rehearsal of a musical, I suppose, like a stage musical. Okay, musical theater. So to tolerate someone or something is to abide them or it, and then a spa treatment informally is a pedicure. So informally being the contracted version of it. If you had because of someone, you owed it to them. So if you had X because of Y, you owed X to Y. So there we go. Like some nerves and strings, they're taut. Your nerves could be taut, or string could be pulled taut, so it's very tense. So you could be kind of on edge. Salt Lake Valley people, the Ute people for whom the U.S. state of Utah is named. Preceding Proceeding before, not sure. And actually, I should take a look at this. It didn't even occur to me. So, well, I guess the doing a musical read-through is irrelevant to this probably, but we've got these shaded cells with a circled cell. So hearing, I guess. Oh, is it going to be the five senses? Hearing, touch, sight. Oh, and then sense will be spelled out in the circles, I bet. Let's see if this works. I bet this is it. So it's the five senses. So we have hearing in this one. Hearing, you can see hearing is spelled if you only read the shaded cells and ignore this circled one or the two above it. And then here we'll have touch, maybe? Maybe not, actually. Oh, taste, I bet it'll be. Tea something. Appliance with a door and a crumb tray. A toaster. Oh, maybe this isn't sense. Okay, because that doesn't actually work. This would be a toaster oven probably. So, okay, interesting. I still think I'm on the right track generally. So hearing, taste, this would be sight because of that G. Oh no, we've got terrible building works next door. I'm very sorry about this. Everywhere I go, pursued by builders. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, waits patiently. I don't know. And then what about this? Actor who narrates The Big Lebowski. Oh, Sam Elliott is the sort of cowboy character in that film. Smell, of course. Okay. So we have hearing, taste, sight, smell. So this will be touch. Oh, no, it isn't, because that's too long. Feel? So moochers. Oh, it is feel, because moochers are freeloaders. There we go. Okay, so what are we spelling here? SOR blank A. What about this? Waits patiently. Hangs tight. Sorta. Why? What does that mean? Okay, well, I think this is all correct so far, so I don't quite understand what it means just yet. Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe all this noise. I'm sorry. I hope it's not coming through too strongly, but I think it might be based on comments on previous days when this has occurred. Anyway, proceeding. Not sure. Here we have come clean with up. You could fess up to something, come clean about it. Confess. Takes back to the lab, maybe is retests a sample, perhaps. You take it back to the lab. Oh, no. Here we have eel sauce, presumably. It's a Japanese condiment. And then billionaire philanthropist Broad, Eli Broad. I don't actually think I know that name, but it must be the answer. Now I get it. Aha. And now's partner, now and then. Those are partners in a phrase. Here we have Sara Lee, which is a brand of sort of commercial confections, commercial sort of baking kits sold in the U.S. Or maybe they're not. Maybe that's... No, it is, right? It was sort of cake mix and things like that. Villainous animal in The Lion King is a hyena. Yes votes are ayes. You might vote aye in favor of something. Business card abbreviation is TEL for telephone number. Poetry contest would be slam poetry contest. Back 40 makeup. I'm not sure what that's about. Back 40. I'm not sure. Tussle as hair would be to muss someone's hair, to kind of tussle it. And hospital ward could be ICU, the intensive care unit. If you win the heart of someone, wins the heart of, enamors, yes. If you enamor someone, you win their heart. Okay, oh, acres, back 40, 40 acres. Back 40, what is that? I don't know, it feels like I should know this phrase, but I can't bring it to mind. I can't bring its meaning to mind. Repositions as tires. If you rotate tires relative to one another, you adjust them so that they aren't wearing the tread the same. Homo sapiens is humanity, man, in the broader sort of non-gender specific sense. Equipment for an angioplasty could be stents. That's something to do with the heart, isn't it? Blood vessels. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's right. It may be, well, my knowledge about this is not right, but I think the answer is correct. It may be tempted, sorry, oh no. Fate could be tempted. I'll try and edit out some of these sounds if I can see them on the waveform when I'm publishing when I'm saving out the file. We'll see, apologies for any drill sounds that remain. I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, here we have blank call list, do not call list, and then keto diet, no, bread, I suppose. It's very much keto diet is no carbs, I think. Fresno to San Diego direction. That would be south by southeast, I suppose. Makes sense. That sounds right to me. Till death do us part, goes the phrase. Japan's Edo period, 1603 to 1868. That was before the Meiji Restoration, I suppose, at the end of the 19th century. And then half of a cassette would be side A or side B, not sure which, probably A, based on the cross. Beaucoup, so yes, from the French for, many or lots. A load of, lots of something. Judy, who wrote, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret." Judy Bloom. Okay, and like that's ever going to happen, as if, you might say, skeptically. Subaru Crosstrek or Honda HR-V, some kind of SUV, obviously. Some kind of sports utility vehicle, but I don't know how. Call it a night, you might say. Are these mini SUVs, maybe? I'm not sure. To assault someone with sound could be to deafen them, which is what's happening to me, thanks to the builders next door. A diversion could be a pastime, way to spend your spare moments. Mildly wet could be damp. Oops. Epic work that begins, sing goddess of the anger of Achilles, the Iliad, the classical work of epic poetry. And insult informally could be to diss someone, to insult them, or it could be an insult, a diss. Part of IPA, India Pale Ale is what that stands for. And so the Subaru Crosstrek or Honda HR-V, they do look like mini SUVs, so there we go. Description of this puzzle, circled letters, and a clue to what they spell. Oh, in a sense? I see. Is that what it is? It's sort of true. It's true in a sense, or in one sense, or something. You could say that's in one sense true. It's sort of true, and each of the circled letters is in one sense. I think that's correct. I think I've finally found my way to answering the theme. But there we go. Okay, so smiling face with sunglasses, e.g., is an example of an emoji on a computer or phone. And then October Revolution leader would be Lenin in what became the Soviet Union. Irish dances are jigs. You do a jig, a dance. And then one might be good, bad, or rotten. A good egg, a bad egg, or a rotten egg. Those are all common phrases. Seemingly forever would be an eon, long stretch of time, sort of indefinite stretch of time. Source of zest, the peel of fruit. Preceding, generally citrus fruit, I guess. Preceding would be prior to. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that took me so long. Variety of cooking apple, Rome apple. Is that right? I don't recognize it, but it must be correct because these others look right to me. Okay, I think that must be true. Pride is to lion as gaggle is to goose. So this is an analogy. So the word pride has the same relationship to lion as the word gaggle has with the answer, which in this case is goose, because we're referring to collective nouns or names of sort of social groups of these animals. Okay, so guess so, folksily. I suppose, maybe? If you render I suppose in a contracted way, I suppose in a folky kind of way. Elaine, who served in 2 presidential cabinets. Oh, is Elaine Chao? His name is sort of familiar to me, but I'm not 100% sure. Not as much, less, I suppose, would be the answer. Art Deco icon, the artist Erte. I think that'll be right, but let's check the crosses just to be sure. Definitely associated with Art Deco, though. Wheels. I don't know, actually. Attendee who's not on the guest list, a party crasher, perhaps. And presented to as for approval would be, if it's presented to you, it's, it was presented to you. They ran it past you. They presented it to you. There we go. That's it. Ran past. Okay, let's try to figure out the way to use these in the same way in a sentence. Okay. So an old TV hookup. Oh, maybe this is wrong. Oh, no, it isn't. It isn't. The VCR. I was thinking it was cables, but no, it's something that you would connect to an old television with cable. So a VCR, video cassette recorder to play videotape. Okay. So wheels is a vehicle. Oh, okay. That was simple. I don't know. I guess the quotation marks around wheels made me try and think of a phrase or something, but no. Okay. So detergent in a red bottle must be Era. I think that's a laundry detergent, I guess. This does look like Elaine Chow, doesn't it? Okay. So wheels, vehicle, and there we go. It felt like a fairly approachable Wednesday puzzle, although I guess deciding to tackle the theme early probably helped because it gave me quite a few crosses. So there we go. We have our 5 senses, which themselves are listed and which also contain the letters of the word sorta, which could also be said to mean in one sense. I sort of get it. I get it in one sense. And there we have it. Hearing, taste, feel, sight, and smell. And I've only just noticed as well that I hadn't even clocked this when loading the puzzle because I immediately started looking at the shaded cells, but it's symmetrical about a vertical axis. So if you folded the puzzle along the line of the side A answer, you'd see that the black cells they're disposed in identical positions. And usually the crosswords are radially symmetrical. If you rotate them, they're rotationally symmetrical. But often, to accommodate specific themes, we'll change to this kind of symmetry about a vertical axis, sometimes about a horizontal one, less commonly. Anyway, it almost looks like this is creating some kind of character, from a script, an alphabet of some sort, but I might just be inventing that. It's probably not true. Anyway, there we go. That was the Wednesday crossword. Let me know how you fared with this one in the comments or the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Always curious. And I do apologize about the noise from next door. I'll try and do this one earlier in the morning tomorrow to maybe preempt them. Anyway, that's that for the Wednesday. Join me tomorrow for the Thursday puzzle where we might have a trickier theme. We'll find out. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday. Take care.